Hi everybody, this is Boogass Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Neca Ultimate Pennywise figure from the new It movie. So before we take a look at Pennywise, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. Now he does come with quite a few accessories. So right now how I have him displayed, he just has his open hands. These are kind of just his normal open hands. And here is his just neutral expression, his face, which looks very nice sculpting, paint detail, everything just looks really nice. So let's go ahead and switch the heads out here. Now the head is a little difficult to switch out here. There. He does have a ball jointed head and neck, so the neck sometimes wants to pop off. So up next, he comes with his this head, which has his sharp teeth out. Or he's revealing all of his sharp teeth, I should say. And getting these on can be a little bit of a hassle as well. Doesn't want to go on now. Okay, this is a little harder than it looks. Doing it in real time is a little harder. And looking through the camera trying to do this is also a little bit tricky. There, am I getting it in there? No, I am not. I need to move his head back to the way it should be, or his neck. You can also see there is just a little bit of some clear stuff right there. That is just to keep the joints moving, but it also makes it slippery. It wants to slip out of there. Okay, let's try to get this in here now. There, now it's going in. Still not going in. There. That was a lot more complicated doing this one video, of course. But there's his alternate head where he's revealing his teeth. That also looks very nice as well. I really like this head. But the one I like the best is the one that's up next. Is his grinning face. Now let me put this one on. Maybe this one will be a little bit easier to put on here. Let's see here. Yep, this head went on just fine. I think it's honestly just that head that is bothersome there. So here is his smiling head. I just like this facial expression so much more than all the others. I do like the one where he's showing his teeth, but I like this one the most. This one is just really unsettling. Plus his eyes are doing that thing that Bill Skarsgård can do. Like, he can actually do that and it's freaky. And it's also freaky on this figure. That's why I like this head the most, though. And now he comes with two alternate hands. I kind of wish he would have came with the werewolf hands from the new movie. That's kind of a nod to the original It movie. But he comes with this open hand for holding Georgie's boat. And these pegs are a lot better than the last NECA figure I got. The last NECA figures I got were Preacher, and their pegs were so thin that they just snapped off. So there's his alternate hand here. And I apologize if I'm shaking. I just have to have my camera up higher than usual since this is a taller figure. And he has an alternate balloon holding hand that comes with the balloon right here, which is clear. A certain way you hold it, you can see his face through it. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera though, but it is clear. And it looks like a real balloon, so that helps. And this is bendy wire, but the reason that I still have this in his hand, why I didn't take it out for this review, was the end is splitting a little bit right there. You kind of have to force it through there, and it made it split. And I don't want to take it out of his hand and risk splitting it further up. I suppose you could probably just cut it right there, and it'd be fine, but I don't really want to do that, so that's why I left it in his hand for this review. Or in his alternate hand, I should say. So I'll go ahead and put that on there. Like, there. It'll kind of pop in once it's in there. And for his final accessory, he comes with Georgie's little paper boat here. It says SS Georgie. And this actually looks like a real paper boat. It has some nice sculpting to it. And it's just cast in this color, but the sculpting detail really makes it look like a real paper boat. But it's actually very rubbery. So, now, you just kind of squeeze this in his hand like that. Kind of have to wedge it in there. And don't worry if you smash it because it is rubber, so there. And I think that looks awesome. Now his hand will kind of fall over with this balloon in it. So you can either just put it further down like that, or you can do what I did here, which is my personal favorite thing to do, is just kind of wrap it around his fingers. Wait here. There. Like I said, doing this looking through a camera is a little difficult sometimes. But there. That's what I like to do. That way it stays in his hand just fine. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the head sculpt. Now that we've taken a look at all these accessories. Changing the heads out, I think, took most of the time of this review so far. But for the head sculpt, fantastic likeness of Bill Skarsgård as It from the new movie. I like the cracks in his forehead. It has some nice sculpting detail as well as the painting to it. That gray looks very nice. And his hair also looks nice. It's that dark red color with the orange dry brushed over it, which really brings out a lot of the details. And the ruffles on his collar are sculpted very nicely as well. And has a tiny dry brushing to it. Has like a brownish white dry brush to it. But his whole outfit just looks very nice. Like, I thought these, what are they, like pom-poms? I thought they were supposed to be more centered, but after looking up photos, they're actually off to the side, so that is pretty accurate. His sleeves are also sculpted really nicely. And due to the sculpting, the articulation is hidden pretty well. I mean, the only place you can really see the articulation is right here in his elbows. But I think the articulation is pretty well hidden. Like, it doesn't look like a typical action figure. The joints are very fluid. Like, it blends in with the figure, which I love. That's another reason why I do like it. Is because the Preacher figures, their joints were kind of unsightly. But NECA definitely improved upon that because this Pennywise figure, I think, like I said, the joints just look a lot better. And let me try to get this in his hand a little bit better here. Because now it just fell off. Maybe I need to take his hand off to do it. Maybe that'll be better. There. Now it should stay on there. Let me pop that back in here. There. There, now it's staying. I just can't believe how much it looks like an actual balloon. I was kind of trying to figure out how NECA would incorporate that, the string, but doing it with bendy wire was a really great idea. Because then you can put it off to the side, but if you put it off very far, his hand's just going to fall off because the weight's going to just shift it. And looking down here at the ruffles by his boots, that looks nice. His boots also look very nice as well. The laces are painted very nicely and sculpted nicely. They have a little bit of texturing to it. This thing is just really insane with all the detail and stuff that NECA put into it. I would highly recommend it. It's just very, very nice. Nice sculpting, nice paint detail, a great likeness. I also forgot to mention his teeth were sculpted very nicely. And let's go ahead and show them side by side since this head didn't really want to go on it. And this one's teeth is also sculpted nicely. And you can see it is a separate piece. If you look at it like this, it looks really stupid. But looking at it like this, it looks really good. But mostly I just like to keep his hand with the boat in it, and the balloon, and this head sculpt. Because like I said, the one with the teeth is scary, but I feel like there's just something way more unsettling about him just smiling like this. I also wanted to mention that the collar piece right here is separate, so that also is a little bit troublesome when you're trying to switch the heads out. And you can see the joint under there, and I need to push that in just a little bit more. There, now it's not coming up as much. But that helps with the articulation, but also it is a little bit of a pain when you're trying to switch the heads out. But if you grip it hard enough and you're not trying to do it looking through a camera, it should be fine. You shouldn't have any problem at all. So now I'm going to go over the articulation. He's got a ball-jointed head and a ball-jointed neck. They can look back all the way. And he can look down very far. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side. And he has a little bit of pivot there. He's got ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. His left shoulder can move out a lot farther than his right shoulder. He has swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows. And there's also a swivel right here, and a swivel right here at the forearm, right under the double jointed elbow. And he has a swivel at the wrist to move side to side, and up and down. And up and down this way. I figured there'd be a swivel right here, but there isn't. So if you want to, say you don't want it to swivel this way, you want it to swivel side to side, you will have to move his elbow like this, and then it'll move like that. I don't know. I like to keep it just the way it is, though. I think it's just fine. So let me put this back in his hand here, now that I dropped it. Like I said, you kind of just have to wedge it, and you don't have to worry about bending it because it's a very pliable kind of rubbery type material. And he has a ball jointed waist that can move back that far and down that far. It can move side to side as well as pivot. Now if you move it back very far, it will pop off. But it is made so that if it pops off, you don't need to worry, it'll just pop right back into place. He has ball jointed hips that can move out that far. I must admit that his hips can move out a lot farther than I imagined they could. He can kick forward just a little bit. This does hinder it just a little bit. He can kick back just a little bit. He has swivel at the thigh, as well as those ball-jointed hips. Or, he has swivel at the hip, I mean. He also has a swivel at the hip, as well as the ball joints. He has double-jointed knees. He also has a swivel at the shin right there. And I'm just surprised with how his knee joints look. Like, if you have it back here, you really can't tell that those are joints. It almost looks like one piece. That's another thing I like about it. He also has swivel at the ankle that can move down all the way and up just a little bit. It also has an ankle rocker. So the articulation is just insane. There's a reason why they call it Ultimate Pennywise, because the articulation is top notch. And I think you get beyond what you pay for, because this at my local toy store was $26.99. And it is worth every penny. This is probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite action figure of the year so far. I'd actually go so far to say this is my favorite action figure of the year so far. So that's how much I enjoy this figure. So now let's do some size comparisons. I'll just roll his head to the side there. His head's to the side there. So there he is, just standing all creepily, holding his balloon and Georgie's paper boat. And I hope we get a Georgie figure or more of the Loser Club. That'd be really nice. I can't remember if NECA said if they were going to make any of the other characters from the movie. There's also a Tim Curry Pennywise coming out later this summer. And I'll definitely be getting that one too. If it's anything like this one, I will definitely love it. Oh, my diorama here. Now let me get him standing back up here. Is he going to stand? No. Let's try to get him like that. Oh man, now he's not going to stand. Okay, there. So here he is next to Preacher. You can see he's just a tad bit taller than 7 inches because these are 7-inch figures. That's why I had a little bit of trouble in the beginning of the review, because I have my camera up a lot higher than it would normally be because I have it lower for the 6-inch figures. So Pennywise is just a tad bit taller than 7 inches. And then here he is next to Cassidy. He's the only other figure that I have from NECA. Kind of crazy, my whole collection, I only have 3 NECA figures. And these really weren't that great for me, and I wasn't sure I'd buy another NECA figure. But I think NECA definitely improved over their previous figures. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend this Pennywise figure. It's just amazing. The sculpting detail, the likeness, the paint, everything is just really awesome on this figure. The only thing I would have liked is, like I said, the werewolf hands. I think that would have been nice, but other than that, this figure is perfect. So that's my review. And if you like this review, be sure to hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.